So what were you saying?
What the hell? That says 424.25.
Oh.
It's not.
Whoa, are we? Oh, you suck. Did I say anything out loud while we were?
Oh, that's the wrong one. I uploaded the wrong one. How did I upload the wrong one?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was last week, boss. Come on.
That was last week. See if I can get the right one.
I didn't know you started recording. Did I say anything out loud?
You have now. But Scruffy, what were you saying about the they found a new planet in the solar system or something?
Scientists have found a new what they believe to be a hidden dark planet somewhere in the solar system.
Oh, that's no moon.
That's no moon. That's exactly what I thought. So
is it bigger than Uranus?
And with that,
really?
And now on with the show.
Time for bladder check. 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 Wait. Screw it. I'm holding it.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Yeah.
Make it stop. Yeah. No. You're never allowed to.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
No, every time I hear this, I picture Corn Pop staring longingly into Deidre's eyes. I'm like, oh, that's just yucky.
turn the lights out.
Turn the lights. Turn the lights out.
And welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wings report in.
Brown 2 signing in, and now I'm going to go throw up.
You know, that's what I should have called this episode. Turn the lights out, because this was the arc. This was the arc where we got to see that scene, and it made so much more sense now.
And it was no less creepy.
Oh, especially when they did turn the lights out, and there was still just dark, and you could kind of see the shadows of the bodies.
It was just yucky.
And, it was...
and still nothing was happening. Oh, and Brown 4 signing in.
It's that word right there is just the best word used to describe that scene. It was just yucky. I know I sound like I'm 12 years old, but it's yucky.
During Celebration, they had.
Oh wait, Ubaldo. I think I'm in the wrong place.
During Celebration, they had both of them on the live stage, and they were using the word "ick" a lot. Ick.
Yeah, well, that's
very
about it.
icky.
When the actors admit it's icky, you know it's icky.
Right?
It's icky. All right.
Right.
So we're going to get out of that topic because that's crazy.
Adelphi Rangers here in spirit. Rock on. Carbonites, let's get this party started. Woo-hoo. And then Ubaldo, welcome to the show. And then Carbonites, hey gang, how you Baldo? And all right, so
Carbonites, we're off to a zesty start. Oh,
we are.
Your comment there.
Yeah,
DB. And you're done for the day. You're done for the day. You're cut off.
That music would be perfect for DB After Dark. Just saying.
Would be.
Wait, it was DB After Dark, and it was Scruffy.
Wasn't it like Disco with Scruffy or something?
No,
it is Rain and Scruffy.
Scruffy does not do disco.
Welcome to DB After Dark with your host, the droid with the most. DB.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
No, we're not. Is it wrong? I'm a little jealous too. Scruffy after dark. Okay, yeah. Now I'm jealous and mad.
Well,
get on with the show.
Where was it? It was Scruffy After Midnight.
Scruffy After Midnight.
Yes.
Okay, I like that one.
Wasn't that a Judas Priest song?
The droid is baiting me to the bed.
Speaking of yucky, all right. Scruffy After Midnight.
Welcome to Scruffy After Midnight. Let's get sensual with Scruffy as he tantalizes your eardrums for the next 4 hours.
4 hours. Scruffy doesn't know 4 hours.
And you have been listening to Hyperspace Heroes.
Oh, yes. You
All right, welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is episode 131.
God, what is going on? All right, yeah. So we're all right. To all 6 of our listeners, we're sorry.
No, we're not. So, welcome to episode 131. Let's start this over again. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wings report in.
Brown 2 signing in.
I guess Brown 4 is here.
Right on, right on.
There's the enthusiasm we all seek.
Woo! All right, so yeah, it is the 1st of May. Happy 501st Day for those that celebrate.
Yes.
And yeah, here we are back again to talk some more Andor. We're gonna have a special guest here on in just a little bit if we don't scare him off with all of our antics.
He probably didn't have issues. He probably nope. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm out.
Right. So
episode
131 After Dark. Oh yeah, 131. So yeah,
that is a Judas Priest song. Scruffy After Midnight. Rockin'
till the dawn.
Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Got out of my system. Thanks.
So we're gonna have Chase from Rodian Radio, a Star Wars podcast, on here in just a little bit. He's gonna join us. We're gonna learn a little bit about Rodian Radio. They've been around for a while. They just came back from a break and just dropped 2 episodes recently. And Chase and Danny, and we have Chase that'll be joining us here in just a little bit. Talk some Star Wars and Andor, right? But before we get going, let's announce our giveaway for tonight. So, so how this is going to work? Well, I wanted to give away a Krennic, and they are doing today. They launched the pre-sale for the. Let me bring it up here on the screen.
Jeremiah Long, what did I just tune into? You don't want to know, brother.
Oh, what happens on the podcast stays on the podcast, by the way, dude. Doesn't go to work. There is. Okay, so here it is. All right. So we'd like to give away. They start a pre-sale for this new Krennic figure today, Black Series. I'd like to give this away on the show tonight. So when we draw for the figure, it's contingent upon the fact that I get the information from the winner soon enough that we can hit the pre-sale before they go out of stock. If they go out of stock by the time, I love that picture.
That picture.
Let's see if I can blow that up a little bit. But yeah. So Black Series, brand new Krennic figure. If it's still on pre-sale when we get the winner announced and I get their information and I can pre-order it for you, that's what we're going to do. If the pre-sale drops before the end of the show, before we have a chance to order it, I'll give the winner a choice.
A 2-pack of Corn Pop and Deidre. Hey, stop that. Corn Pop and Deidre. The little thing. Turn the lights out.
Turn the lights up. But yeah, if it does go out of stock by the time, if it's not available by the time we get everything thrown together on the logistics on the backside, then we'll offer up another. I'd like to do another Andor-ish character from the show in Black Series, but I'll work with the winner and we'll figure something out in the meantime. But the hashtag for tonight, and this is going to fit the discussion as we get into the episode of Andor. But the hashtag for tonight is hashtag. Oh, wait a minute! Nobody type it in yet because I did forget to set the. Oh, jeez.
Well, while you're working on that, here's an answer to Jeremiah's question. Jeremiah, we are being seduced to the DB side. Creepy.
It's better than the dark side.
I'm leaving that alone. Nope. Not going there. Oh, and tonight's episode brought to us by Mountain Dew Zero.
Yeah. Okay, so it is all set. So go ahead and start typing in hashtag Diva into the chat, and that'll get your entry into the drawing for tonight. We're giving away that Krennic figure. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Like I said, it's all contingent upon it being still available for pre-sale. I'd like to get you the latest one, right? If you want the older one, we can talk about that after the show with the winner. But I thought, what a great opportunity. It popped up for pre-sale today on Amazon. And if we can do that for everybody, that's what we'd like to do. So yeah, hashtag Diva into the comments and through the chat, through the show, and we will draw that during collection corner. So, okay. So, guys, how you doing?
Good.
How are you handling all this not mini movie? I keep saying mini movie. How are you handling this movie of the week with Andor?
I love it. It's much better than I thought than the first season. I could do without the 3-hour long wedding, and I could do without the creepy turn out the lights.
I can't believe you had me followed.
Can't believe you had me followed. Turn out the lights. And I can do with a whole lot less mommy issues with corn pop. But beyond that, I thought it was great. I think it's great so far. Oh, we have a very important question here on the chat.
Yeah.
How was your camp, DB?
Yeah, how was it? We talked you up last week, big time, dude.
I was going to listen, but my plane was delayed 2 hours, so I was on a plane, could not listen to you guys. Yeah, Florida's great. Came back with a sunburn, and that's why I've got the hat covering the head completely today.
Go ahead. Nothing.
And our kids swept every category, and my kids' team took home grand champion of the entire competition, weekend-long competition. So I would say it's successful.
Excellent.
That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. And
now we have a 1-week break before we start training again.
Yeah, of course. That's the way it always goes.
Yeah.
Congrats to Brownie 4. That's
1 week.
We got 1 week off only because the coach stayed in Florida to go to Disney World.
Ouch.
Scruffy, I think all that good news deserves a Spirit Fingers.
It does. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's disturbing.
You're welcome, bro.
Sorry. You should have seen our cold open last week.
Oh, yes. It was epic.
Right. Yeah. We were doing.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
We were doing space rock, paper, scissors to start. The
Congratulations, Carbonites. Ubaldo.
Yeah.
So your next adventure off to for Space Cheer Camp?
We won't know. We start training. We'll know in December.
Oh, so you get a little bit of a break in terms.
Yeah, they just do training and practices and stuff now for the next 6 months. And my next adventure with travel will be with you guys.
Okay, I think I got the camera to stop moving.
It's not the camera. You're moving, Scruff.
Well, every time it was set on tracking, so every time I move, the camera would adjust.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right on.
Okay. All right, I'm under control.
Are you sure about that?
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
So, DB, real quick.
No idea.
While we're waiting for Chase, but while we do that, we talked about episodes 1 through 3 of season 2 last week, exhaustively. Right, and
you need to put down those death sticks, Brown.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. We talked about Tay in the Wind. We talked about Tay in the Wind. He really was going to go in the wind at the end of that third episode.
It was.
But what were some of your thoughts about episodes 1 through 3?
Well, they certainly did not go in the direction I expected.
How so?
You know, he steals the new advanced fighter. He gets back to the rebellion, and everybody coalesces around him, right? You know, he gets stranded on a planet, which I love the reveal of that at the very end. And the space rock, paper, scissors, that was a little out there.
I hated that.
I did like how, you know, creatures randomly scarf down rebels, you know, when they were out playing rock, paper, scissors.
Right. That in that one attack, it ate 3 in 1. I was like, holy cow.
That's
it's
awesome.
It's like me eating a pizza. Right?
Whatever.
Although, and I'm sure you guys discussed this, I like the microcosm of the rebels infighting, you know, before they have to come together for something.
It was awesome. Brown Leader pointed out to me that video. What's your name?
Tony.
What's your name?
Ezekiel. F you, Tony. Yeah, I know, right?
You better not bring my mother into this.
And I'm guessing you guys probably talked about the controversial subject in the 3rd episode.
Nope. We left that alone.
We talked basically. We basically gave a warning that 3rd episode. It's not a kids episode, right?
No, it is not.
There is adult subject matter. It's something that would happen in a regime like this.
Oh, absolutely.
It was the most divisive. Definitely the most divisive topic in the fandom last week after those episodes. And this week it is the recasting of Bale, which seems to be getting the most. I know we'll get into that, but
yeah, we'll get into that.
I do miss Jimmy Smits. He's the second most handsome man in Star Wars. But
agree. But I mean, I don't. It wouldn't have stood out to me if somebody hadn't said something.
Yeah, I think it was fine. But yeah, that definitely was the hot topic last week. We it is what it is, right? It's not unrealistic. And when you ask for an adult Star Wars show dealing with more serious, dark, gritty tone, you're gonna get that. And for the purists, go watch Skeleton Crew. If right. I mean, there's different tones when you expand
Young Jedi
Star Wars,
or Resistance.
When you expand,
there's Young Jedi Adventures. I mean,
it is a real thing that would happen in a situation like that. People would abuse their power, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And so it is not, and that's what we're watching. We're watching a drama. We're watching something with a definitely darker themes. We get into some darker themes in this episode. If you didn't, I get wanting to hold on, but I also get the flip side in terms of wanting to hold on to there was a sense of innocence with, the OT, other than the dancing slave girls. There was a sense of kind of wholesomeness, that kind of thing. But we're getting in a quote unquote adult story, right? In terms of
that's what everybody asked for,
right? Not that kind of adult story, but a more mature storytelling. Right. Sorry.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I appreciated about,
go ahead.
Because it was such a turn for Star Wars, I like the fact that she beat the hell out of the guy that was trying to do that.
Yeah, no, I thought it ended up being a scene of strength on her.
Yeah, that's
part,
what I
right?
thought too.
Right?
Exactly.
Right, she fought back, and it's something that you don't always see in scenes like that either. So
exactly,
she was taking her power back. So good for her. Scruffy, I was going to ask you have you seen the new have you seen the new site?
The new site,
Only Tuscans. It's sandy, gritty, and gets everywhere.
There's your dad joke of the day.
It's better than Jaws. They're furry little things.
They are furry little creatures, right?
So speaking of pics, that led me to the most epic scene of this series here. I'm calling each week a series is basically what it is. What do you think she made him listen to?
Nickelback.
I was thinking Taylor Swift. There's nothing in my brain. That's what people say. Yeah. Only Tuscan is crazy.
Oh, you would know Carbonates. All right. I want to know.
I was thinking it's Taylor Swift. I think that's what I think it is.
There was something more controversial about that third episode, and I want to know if you guys addressed it. What the hell? They left BMO behind?
Oh, we're not addressing that.
Dude, this whole arc, that's the one thing that drug me down this whole arc. I'm like, it's been a year, and poor B2 is sitting in his charger back on backup Lothal, just waiting. He's waiting for Brasso.
He's waiting for Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
No, we're not going to discuss that because it just makes me angry.
Breaks my heart, man.
I mean, if my house is on fire, I'm grabbing the dog before my wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I posted. I think I posted this week, and I said, "Where is B2? Is he okay? Is he safe?"
Yes. Yes. Okay, that's awesome.
So I mean, it was just definitely heartbreaking, right? And but what'd you think about the TIE Avenger and all that?
I'm waiting for the Micro Galaxy Squadron version because it's pretty badass.
It's pretty cool.
That was
pretty cool. I think I may have to have that.
Oh wait, I'm a purist. They didn't have that in the original trilogy.
They had it in the TIE Fighter game. That's good enough.
That's true.
I'm just being a schmuck. It was a pretty cool ship.
It was. But yeah, definitely, it was an interesting mix of seriousness, drama, and comedy, like with the Maya Pei group. You know, the Hey Tony, with that group.
Name.
I was like, and then when they started playing rock paper scissors, and it was just like, are we really doing this in this show? But I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. But I was telling Scruffy last week, my favorite part was I enjoyed. Okay, so here's the
music.
Here's the other thing. We'll wrap up with this, and then we'll bring Chase in.
We got one more thing we got to wrap up with.
Okay, so I honestly enjoyed the Cyril, the Corn Pop and Dedra scenes. I loved it. Had a lot of fun. And I got to say, after the first 3 episodes and even these episodes, Perrin is growing on me. And I know that's a controversial statement, but Perrin is growing on me.
Perrin is growing on me. Yes,
I'm starting to like the guy. So, but yeah, Scruffy, what was the last thing you wanted to say? And then we'll bring
ICCC news. We got a moment for ICCC news.
Make it quick. We were going to talk about during Collection Corner. But,
then we'll hold off to Collection Corner.
Okay. We're going to talk about Main Stage that they announced.
Yes, I got that pulled
right
up.
on. So tonight we have a guest. He's one half of Rodian Radio. Let me bring their design up really quick. There it is. So Rodian Radio, their podcast, they broadcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. They've been around for quite a few years. They took a break, just returning from break, starting to do episodes again. I've listened to the 2 episodes that they've dropped since they started broadcasting again, and enjoyed them very much. They've got a good banter. They remind me a little bit of us, to tell you the truth.
And you can never take a break. I need you on a weekly basis. I can't exist without this. I can't exist.
I need this on a weekly basis. This is my stress relief. But anyway, let's bring Chase onto the show. If we can get him on here.
Chut, fellas.
Hey Chase, how's it going?
Chut. Hey, you guys got a chat going crazy right now.
What's this hashtag diva?
So hashtag diva, that is that's how to get an entry into the drawing tonight. We're giving away.
Okay.
I want to try to give away they're doing a pre-sale today on Amazon for the new Krennic Black series. And if we pick a winner and I can still get into the pre-sale with the winner's information after the show, that's what they're going to win. If not, then we'll have to negotiate another Black Series. But it's hashtag Diva because it's reflective of the episodes. There was a diva off, I think, during these most recent episodes between Mon Mothma and Krennic, especially in episode 6, and that's why we picked the hashtag of hashtag Diva. But welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, thanks for the Celebration Japan update last week. I love the episode.
Thank you. We enjoyed making that episode very much. We did so good with it. We had to break it up into 2 parts on our YouTube.
Right on. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about about Rodian Radio?
So starting off with our name, Rodians are my favorite creatures in Star Wars. I mean, they're in any scene and your eyes immediately go towards them. I mean, who doesn't love Greedo, you know? And so me and my buddy Danny, who's the other half of Rodian Radio, he couldn't be here tonight, but we got together and we came up with a couple names. One of the names was Force Pod. Didn't really care for that one. Then we settled on Rodian Radio. But yeah, we're a talk show. We're a news center. We cover everything from movies to comic books to action figures. I know you were talking about giving away.
Oh, sounds like you cut out a little bit there. There we go.
Can you guys hear me okay?
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm having some connection problems right now. So which leads me to my point with the Black Series. Can I go on a rant here for a second with Black Series?
Go for it.
So
we love rants.
We spend most of our time on rant.
So me and Danny, we're both toy photographers. So and for you guys listening who don't know what that is, we make toys look like real photos. We actually have our own Instagram and TikToks for that. And so my problem with Hasbro is, say 10 years ago, Hasbro was probably number 1 in toy business. They were pumping out figures after figures after figures. You look at the hot. Oh, you guys there?
Yeah, we're good. We got you.
Okay, so you go to the hot for Revenge of the Sith, and you were getting characters for you were getting action figures, and you fast forward years later, and you can't even get figures of main characters. I mean, look, we haven't even got a Rise of Skywalker Finn or Palpatine
or Leia.
You people. Yeah, or the Leia, or you people that collect the vintage collection. I really feel sorry for you guys because they don't ever produce anything for you guys. It's just all re-releases, and that Krennic figure is it's not a brand new mold from what I've seen. All they did was give him a cape and put him in a new box. So my problem with Hasbro is they're falling off. They're falling off. They don't keep up with the demand.
Do you think it's possibly a cost savings thing on their end because pretty much all they have is the collector's market at this point?
I think Hasbro has realized that the majority of their collectors are collectors, and the kids really don't buy action figures anymore. I think that's where they're realizing that. If they were smart about it, they would realize what we actually want. Then they could keep up with the demand, but big corporations.
That's what I was going to say. If they're catering to the collector market, then make the Leia that we're looking for, make the figures that we're looking for instead of these repackaged, basically reprints.
That and another thing that really made me mad was when the Bad Batch season 1 premiered, and we didn't get any vintage collection whatsoever of the Bad Batch except for that 4-pack of characters, and not one single member of that 4-pack was of the Bad Batch.
Right. I know. Yeah, I know. That irritated me to no end.
Yeah, and their timing is horrible too, because you don't get characters until months, if not a year or more after the show, comes out, and it's which is kind of pathetic.
I think Funko Pop is number 1 company in in terms of getting characters out on time, because they pop out characters left and right before movies even come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's your sneak preview anymore.
Right.
Remember Hasbro used to release 4 or 6 preview figures before the movie even came out?
Yep.
That's Funko Pop now.
Yeah, somewhere I've got a Mace Windu in a green box that was way before Phantom Menace.
Oh,
You guys remember that one?
I have 2.
Speaking of Mace Windu and Funko Pop, did you see the new Mace Windu Funko they're coming out with? It's from Revenge of the Sith, and he's standing there with blue lightning around him and no right hand.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I gotta see this.
That's pretty cool. Jeremiah and the cat says their quality control.
Bring that up. Their quality control's gone to crap. Yes.
We definitely agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, we got Showman on. We're calling Help Brown Leader and Great Showman. We agree too.
Yeah, and Lego is another company that will spoil a movie before it comes out.
Yes.
Dark Falcon.
Yeah, Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar, Darth Falcon, the Onyx Cinder. They dropped the Onyx Cinder way
ahead of schedule.
Yeah. So as far as toys, I've completely kind of just scrapped everything except for 1/6 scale figures, which is like Hot Toys and Sideshow collectibles and stuff like that. That's my main collection, is those figures. They are pricey, but they are worth every penny.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. The detail, the quality of them are just amazing. See, I've pretty much given up. I'm going backwards now. I'm getting stuff that filling holes in the collection, vintage 77 to 85 line, stuff like that now.
I will say after seeing Revenge of the Sith come back, it's really got me wanting to complete the wave of the 2005 figures, the 3 3/4 figures. I just don't know if I want to look over at the shelf and see a Tarfal Wookiee Chief action figure and all that stuff. But that's my point. Like, you got figures of every background character that there was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And some that weren't. So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think of that Revenge of the Sith line. I think I'm only missing 8 or 9 to complete that whole line.
And it surprises me how fairly cheap Anakin and Obi-Wan still in the box are going for. They're like $15 a piece. That's wild to me.
That's not bad.
I remember you could walk into a Walmart and get the action figure that came with crap load.
Mm-hmm.
I miss being able to walk into a store and see action figures.
Yeah, right.
I miss Toys R Us.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Toys R Us. Oh,
yeah. Chase, where are you based out of?
So it's a fun thing. So me and Danny are actually on opposite sides of the country, and so he is on the West Coast, and I am in the South.
Okay. All right. Because there's we're going to be in Nashville in 2 weeks, and at the ICCC, and if you're looking for figures, older figures, that's the place to look.
Yep, I've been there several times.
Right on. Okay.
Awesome.
We probably bumped into you at some point. Well, rock on. Yeah, that's coming up in 2 weeks. So,
are you guys going to the podcast stage?
Yeah, we've been in the room the last 2 years.
Okay.
And, so yeah, I haven't gotten confirmation from them yet, and actually we're going to have the ECPC TV guys on next week. So hopefully we can squeeze them then to know we got our table set up. But yeah, I usually hang out in there for most of the con, and then the guys are emptying their wallets out on the show floor. So
making it rain money.
They're a great group of guys.
They are.
14 days, 10 hours, 25 minutes, 8 seconds, but who's counting?
Right. But yeah, what you guys took a little bit of a break. You're back now, right? And you're doing episodes.
Yes.
Do you do weekly episodes?
We do. We drop them every Friday morning.
Okay, right on.
So it's around 7 a.m. Central Time, which is 8 a.m. I think Eastern Time.
Okay.
Yep, we drop them on Apple and Spotify podcast, and we're also doing them on the YouTube for full show videos.
Right on. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Shall we get into Andor season 2, episodes 4 through 6? Everybody ready for that? All right. And before we do that, again, if you've just joined the show, type in hashtag Diva into the chat for your entry into the Black Series giveaway. We're going to do a Krennic. We're trying to do the pre-sale. Excuse me. Trying to do the pre-sale on the new one that just went up today. But it all depends on if I get the winner's information into Amazon quick enough. If not, we'll negotiate another Black Series that we'll send you. But Andor season 2, episodes 4 through 6. Episode 4 was Ever Been to Ghorman. Episode 5 was I Have Friends Everywhere, and episode 6 was What a Festive Evening. And kind of like last week, I think we'll just kind of talk about arcs stretching through the 3 episodes instead of trying to do a play-by-play per episode, only because of the fact that I just finished watching it the other day and I can't remember a complete play-by-play. But initial thoughts about this arc. This was 3 BBY in terms of the timeline, and we'll kind of go roundtable real quick in terms of just initial thoughts of the 3 episodes. DB.
There was a lot of romance. There were a lot of coupling in this arc. Which means they're all gonna die.
Yes.
Sorry. We just ate Star Wars. Oh,
no one ever really
alert.
dies in Star Wars.
No.
Unless you're Darth Maul, then you die like every 5 episodes of whatever you're in, and you come back the next 2 after that.
So
pretty soon he's gonna be diced Maul if they keep chopping him up. But yeah, there was a lot of coupling, even if the icky couple, can't do it with the lights on. Andor's girl, Bix, is a little bit, touched in the head there.
She's traumatized.
She's traumatized. She's doubly between Dr. Gorst and whatever the Imperial dude was. I mean, she's been beaten up pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Vel and Cinta, let's not even go there. I mean, one of them's already dead.
Well, Vel, and full spoiler alert for everybody. We are going into full spoilers in these reviews. So if you have not watched the episodes, that's on you. Because you know what we do on the show. And yeah, so Vel and Cinta, so Star Wars carried on the tradition of all serious romantic relationships ending badly. And
stop spoiling it for me. You mean Cassian and Bix are not going to live happily ever after?
So did I miss something with Cassian and Bix? Because if we go to the episodes 1 through 3, they were not together.
Mm-mm.
So did we get like an actual confirmation that at some point because doesn't she refer to him as her husband?
Yes. In both the first arc and in this one, when they go to the space bodega, and she calls him her husband there, which is probably a cover, obviously, right? To keep them safe, but
you can clearly tell that they're romantically together.
Yes.
Yeah. There. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't catch it on my first viewing, even my second viewing. But when I rewatched leading up to season 2, there's some talk way back in season 1 when they're still on Ferrix, and she's with Tim, 2 M's Tim. That he talks about. Well, he doesn't talk about it. He's jealous that she's talking to Cassian because they had been previously romantic, and she was now with Tim. And then Tim takes a blaster. To the head or whatever. So, she lost one boyfriend, and apparently, her and Cassian are back together, but it's just kind of glossed over. You really gotta, I didn't see it the first 2 times I watched the show.
So, Tim, is that kind of like Jedi Bob from Lego?
Yes.
Tim.
Just Tim.
Tim.
He's not really dead.
Well, of course not.
As long as it's not Tim from Tim Hortons, because I love the Timbits. Just saying. And if you don't live in Canada or anywhere in the northern tier states, you don't know what a Tim Hortons is.
I know what a Tim Hortons is. I don't know what a Timbit is. What's a Timbit?
Looks like we lost everybody, Scruffy. Well, here we go.
Oh, I thought it was a me and you show. I thought we were going to go off the rails there for a second.
Timbits are donut holes, but you can buy them. You buy them basically in quantities of dozens. And I can buy a 2 dozen pack, and it'll be gone in 10 minutes. They're that good. I mean, there's just so much sugar on that glaze.
Your next mission: find a Tim Hortons between our house in Nashville.
I can find one 40 miles from here.
You may, bro.
Talking about the bits. Yep. I really didn't want to hear about Tim bits.
I don't want to hear about Tim's bits, but okay.
No. Those kind of Tim bits would be if Tim Double M were to die in Endor, and they'd hack him up into bits.
I gotta know.
Ewoks would make Tim bits. No. Okay. My jokes are bad. You're right, Showman. He was fleeing.
I was. I didn't want to hear about Timbits. But yeah, so so definitely we will bring Chase back on. Welcome back to the show.
All right, welcome back, man.
Sorry, guys.
There's
over to another.
Yeah, right on.
There's Tim Hortons in Muskegon.
There's Tim Hortons in Cadillac.
There's Tim Hortons in Cadillac?
Yes. Right on 131, dude. We go right by it.
Shut up.
I'll show you.
And you have been listening to Hyperspace Heroes.
So,
I'm back.
All right. Any other initial thoughts, DB, before we move over?
Well, I know you're going to talk about the Huffmeister, so we'll talk about that when we get there. And the first 2 episodes I thought were good. That 3rd episode was just frigging intense, trying to get that listening device out of the art show. I thought that was. Oh man, I was sitting up straight, sweating bullets, wondering if it was going to happen.
This is a Tim Hortons ad read. Well, yes, it is. Thank you.
Chase, what were your initial thoughts about this arc?
I'm sure you guys don't want my opinion on this.
Bring it.
No, bring it. We're welcome to all opinions on the show.
I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, I feel like the trailer was way better of an arc than this entire show.
All right.
Me or Danny, neither one of us are fans of Andor. If you go back and listen to the episode that we're putting out this next Friday, you will hear me talking about, I watched the first episode of season 2, tried to understand what was going on, but it's so boring to me. And so I just kept, from then on out, I just skipped 10 seconds through every episode until I saw Stormtroopers, because this doesn't feel like Star Wars to me.
No, go ahead, Struff.
See, and that was me with season 1. I hated season 1. I mean, I guess hate's a strong word. I mean, I was not a fan of it. It reminded me of the Shire and then walking to Mordor to throw the one ring into the Mount Doom or whatever. It was boring, drawn out. This I'm enjoying. It's got some action to it. Other than several times in this episode, I could hear the Lion King "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" theme song going on in the background as everybody's kissing and making out and stuff. Like, what the heck?
Now, I do enjoy seeing Ben Mendelsohn come back as Mendelsohn come back as Krennic, because I love that character. I loved that character in Rogue One. I wish he hadn't died, because I wanted to see more of him.
Yeah.
And now that we're getting more of him, I hope they don't drag him out to where it diminishes what we saw out of him in Rogue One.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, and actually, we forgot to talk about something when we first brought you onto the show. But let's backtrack a little bit. And so, Chase, we normally ask our guests, what does Star Wars mean to you?
Star Wars to me is my life. I have been I've been in this spot since I was 6 years old. No, I'm just. I've
For some of us, that's true.
well, it's earlier than that for me. So when I was 2 years old, for Christmas, I got a big bag of. At this time, it was the Attack of the Clones action figures that were real popular. So I was born in the late '90s, so I was in the prequel area. But the original trilogy to me is my Star Wars. That's my Star Wars. I love the prequels, don't get me wrong, but the original trilogy is my Star Wars. And so when I was 2 years old, I got a bag full of all of the old Attack of the Clones figures. And before I really knew what Star Wars was, that was kind of my introduction into Star Wars. And ever since then, I've collected toys. Ever since then. So 20 plus years. My life has been episodes 1 through 6, and then the Clone Wars came out, changed the game forever. Clone Wars is right up there with the original trilogies for me. Prequels is up there for the original trilogy for me. So Star Wars is literally my life. And now I have a son who I'm breeding into the same way I was bred in, and his favorite character is R2-D2, and to share that with my son is. It's great. He'll ask me all the time. He'll be like, "Is Boba Fett? Is he a bad guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's a bad guy." He's like, "Oh, I don't want him to be a bad guy, but it's Boba Fett, you know? Like, it's Boba Fett. Is he really a bad guy?"
Nice. And
awesome.
DB, your follow-up question?
Oh, wow. Yeah, because this is usually early on. What was your first Star Wars experience?
Outside of the action figures, I had the PlayStation 2, and I had the original Battlefront game, and I played that game until the disc broke, honestly. So outside of that, I would say just growing up as a preteen through the prequels, which got me into the original trilogy. But, you know, I'm an old soul, as I've been told. So the original trilogy is my Star Wars. And yes, I am one of those people who says The Last Jedi. That's not my Luke Skywalker.
Yo, you got three people here that agree, I think.
Oh, dude, we go off the rails on our show all the time about Star Wars fans, quote unquote, how they're just, you know, well, George Lucas did this. Well, George Lucas created the whole thing. So, like, he's got a free pass. Like, if George Lucas had made The Last Jedi, I would have been like, okay, there's probably a reasoning behind this. But then again, George Lucas would never make The Last Jedi.
No.
No. But still a better movie than Force Awakens.
See, to me, I enjoyed The Force Awakens just for the hype of it. That's where The Force Awakens is for me.
See, I walked out of the theater like, if I wanted to see A New Hope, I would have stayed home, sat on my couch, ate popcorn, and watched A New Hope.
No, I mean, The Last Jedi is just a carbon copy of Empire Strikes Back.
And it was a better movie. The Empire was better.
Yeah, Empire to me is the best Star Wars content, movie, show, whatever has ever been produced. To me, it is a perfect 10 out of 10 film.
Yes.
Even though Return of the Jedi is my favorite.
Right on.
See, I think A New Hope was always my favorite. But it's always one is just slightly above the other. Sometimes Empire leads it, sometimes A New Hope is. I think they're both equally good.
Empire has walkers.
A New Hope has sand.
It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
Thank you for not letting me down.
There we go.
It's irritating.
Yeah. So no, that's all. Yeah. I was gonna. There's Tim Hortons. I know I'm going tomorrow.
It's a little detour getting to work there, man.
He's off tomorrow, I think.
Right.
Or that, or he's already called in.
Yeah. Wait, maybe no.
I don't feel good.
Too many Timbits.
Yes.
Wow, we are derailed from talking about Andor season 2.
Yeah, right on.
All right, I'm back on track. I'm back.
Okay,
on.
back on.
I mean, what really is there to talk about? Andor, honestly.
Well, you know what, Chase? I was not a huge fan of season 1, and one of our previous guests gave me a new perspective on it, and I've gone back and watched it twice now, and I've gained an appreciation for it. No, it is not the OT. It lacks the innocence of the films, but damn if it isn't gritty and realistic.
True.
Quiet. No one tell my boss.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm sure you do, being big Star Wars fans like me. But Gareth Edwards, when they first approached him to make Rogue One, they said we want a World War II style Star Wars movie, and Gareth Edwards delivered that, and Disney said no, this is too raw. And in that first production of Rogue One, that's why this movie went through so many reshoots.
Yep.
There was real life war scenarios. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it was going to be a rated R movie, and so Disney was like, we're not doing that. And then you jump 10 years to what Disney's putting out now, and it's like, why didn't they just stick with the original Rogue One draft? But Gareth Edwards, to me, understands how to tell a story perfectly and how to do it in the style that makes it feel like you're watching Star Wars. But that first draft was very brutal and very realistic, and it ended up getting reshot so many times it turned into what we know.
Yeah, and he actually, I think the original ending too had them surviving because he didn't think Disney would let him kill everybody off. And then they went back and changed that because Disney actually gave him the okay to do that. But yeah,
A little known fact: Dave Filoni actually had a hand in the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One, which was the best scene in the whole freaking movie.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was pretty badass, without a doubt. But I think, there's definitely some story beats. There's definitely some, Andor is not my favorite series by far. I mean, it's for me, I'm a Mando when it comes to live action streaming, nothing's going to replace Mando for me. And even with the third season, I don't care. Mando's my jam. It's my thing. Skeleton Crew has become my second favorite. Again, it just captured a lot of the original feel, it's what Lucas would have produced if he had the technology when he did Ewoks, the Ewok movies. And Andor's probably about mid for me. I'm appreciating the fact that they're trying something different. The espionage. My one critique of this arc in particular was with Andor doing the spy stuff, being the fashion designer, and going to Space France, Ghorman. It's Space France. And the Ghorman front is meant to have a French resistance feel to it. That's why they hired a lot of French actors. The Ghorman language is a variant of French and a little bit of German, I think. And but his whole spy mission that he did in this arc, I thought that was going to be more what they were doing in season 1, because season 1 was billed as a espionage spy thriller, kind of drama, and I expected more of that in season 1. So I was kind of glad they finally got around to that concept, since that's what they were selling us in season 1. An interesting note: that voice that gave him his whole background and told him his backstory was Sam Witwer. Did the voice for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when he became Varian,
I have two thoughts on Varian Sky.
Yes.
First of all, Andor says I was pretty.
Yeah, that cracked me up.
And he looks like he just walked off the stage of Hamilton with his hair all coiffed up like that. I mean, what a hoot!
I wish my hair still did that.
I wish I had hair.
I thought he was doing a Bono impression.
When he put those sunglasses on, he looked like Bono, didn't he?
He did.
Okay, thanks for ruining that for me.
But we got what were the arcs quickly? So we had Mon Mothma going to parties with Perrin. Perrin's still improving in my mind. Oh, this was Corn Pops coming out episodes. Yeah. And right away it was, when I had the feeling he was working for the ISB. It was questionable in the beginning until he finally got to the safe room and called mommy or Dedra, and and I like the fact that they're finally throwing him a bone. But what it really comes down to is one of the last scenes with Partagaz and Dedra, and Partagaz tells Dedra that Cyril's Corn Pop's not to know more than he should, and that he's basically expendable. And she's like, "Yep, got it." And so the question coming out, and in these episodes, Cyril is pretending he's getting to be the undercover agent that he always wanted to be when he was on Morlana, and feels like he's wearing the big boy pants finally. And it's still Corn Pop, right?
In spite of what his mommy wants.
In spite of what his mommy
wants. That's the fun twist to this, though, because Star Wars is always about daddy issues. Now we've got mommy issues. Because, well, let's face it, mommy and Dedra both dominate this guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But he's pushing back against mommy in these episodes because he feels like his new mommy has his back. So,
oh, is he wrong?
Right,
but they talk about Palpatine a lot. I've noticed.
Yes,
it would honestly take a cameo from Palpatine to save this show for me. And at this point, I'm not even watching it. I'm just wanting to see what happened to Krennic before Rogue One. That's honestly the only reason I'm continuing to skip 10 seconds through every episode.
And I want to see what happens to Saul, because Saul in this one of these episodes was still in pretty good shape.
Well, we know what happens to Saul. He gets the whole temple crumbled on top of him.
But I want to, but I want to see what how he got to that condition he was in in Rogue One.
Yeah, well, Brown Leader, bring that. Come on, this is the moment.
This is the moment. So we found out. At the end of episode 5 in this arc, or the second episode.
Oh, he's huffing blue.
He's a huffer. Yeah,
he's huffing.
Saw's a huffer, and he's huffing aviation fuel, and that's what ends up destroying him.
That's why
he needs the oxygen thing.
He's got galactic COPD.
In Rogue One.
Yeah,
that's why he's got the oxygen, man.
He's huffing something all right, and it ain't death sticks.
Yep. No. It is.
He's hardcore.
It's space aviation fuel, and I thought that was when we finally saw the shot. He hasn't tried aviation.
I tried it last week, Showman. I tried it last week.
That's where I was this afternoon.
Standby right now, honestly.
There we go. To get through the Andor episodes, right, Chase? So we saw the planet. We saw stuff from the trailers, and Saw is on the planet. Here's your sequel tie-in, because everything's got to tie back to the sequels, and they're on the planet that the Resistance is on in what was the slow chase? Last Jedi. And Kara or something like that. And we now know who the dead body is laying there. It was the backup fuel guy that they were trying to train. And not surprised the way that went down. Got to give credit to, from a certain point of skew, they were calling out that Wilmon was going to end up with Saw. They thought he was going to willingly join Saw's crew. But it turned out initially a little different until Saw got him to huff some paint and start converting him. But I kind of don't know how I feel about that whole evolving Saw that way, you know. I always liked Saw as a character, as the radical revolutionary, and I'm kind of mixed on, you know, knowing that they're reducing him to being a huffer. How I feel about that.
It's medicinal.
It's medicinal.
Thank you.
You know, Saul Guerrero has the whole appearance of what I want to see from Mace Windu when we finally get a confirmation that he's been alive for 20, 30 years.
Yes.
The crazy Mace Fro. Like, I just want to see Sam Jackson portray the crazy solitude Mace Windu missing a hand, you know.
Coming up. So say what one more time.
I was talking to Ro from Scarif about that point, and with Saw, and he liked it. He thought it was reminiscent of the soldiers in Vietnam become dependent upon opium, you know, during that time, during that war. And what did he say? It's like the opium dependency that was prevalent in Vietnam. 1/5 of the enlisted turned into Saw Gerrera. And so kind of, you know, yeah. Rose
sadly correct.
Rose got a good point there.
No,
and,
I think Tony Gilroy based a lot of the stuff in this real world. A lot of stuff.
I put Tony Gilroy in the same box as Ryan Johnson.
Oh, that's cold. Ouch.
I don't know if many people know this, but Ryan Johnson actually directed the worst episode to fans of Breaking Bad. It was the episode of the fly that's flying around the meth lab. All episode that was directed by Ryan Johnson.
You brought that up in the episode I listened to, the celebration recap, and now I need to go watch that episode just to see, because I've never seen Breaking Bad before.
It's the worst episode of Breaking Bad. If you Google it, it will say fans generally say season 4, season 5, whatever episode called Fly is the worst episode, and it was directed by Ryan Johnson.
Of course it was.
I need to see this.
Mm-hmm. He just needs to stick with the Glass Onion. I mean, he's got Daniel Craig in his speed dial. So, I mean, forget Star Wars. Like, get Tony Gilroy and go make another Knives Out or something.
There we go.
Hey, can we talk about the best character in this particular arc?
Bro, pass the aviation fuel.
Yeah, Carbonites. No, the best character in this whole arc is Clea.
Perrin?
Clea
is just missing the leather and whip. That lady has everything under control, man. Luthen loses it for a minute, and she basically has to bitch slap him and say,
that's why
chill out.
That's why I'm wondering, is she the handler?
Yes.
I wonder.
She's Axis.
Oh, my word.
Carbonite's Clay is hot.
I'm with you, and she's also badass. Did I just lose our PG rating?
No,
a little bit, yeah.
Nope, not after talking about only Tuscans and
guys, we don't even have a rating on our show. That's how far out we go.
Right on. But yeah, Clea really steps up. You know, one of the things they talked about was every character in season 2 was going to get character development. They was going to get their own storylines. They were going to be brought out. Still waiting for Linus Mosk, though. We need more Linus Mosk.
Yes.
We need
the man who introduced the first swear word in Star Wars.
Yes.
We definitely need more of him. But let's talk about the hot topic online this week, which is we knew they recast a character. It got out that they recast Bale because they couldn't get Jimmy Smits. And we see Benjamin Bratt in the scene as Perrin and Trust Fund Baby are going into the party at oh God, what's his name? Their new in-laws. Sculdun. Yeah, their new in-laws, the Sculdans. And Some people called it a weird, useless scene. Obviously, it was Tony's way of introducing Benjamin Bratt.
It's introductory
as Bale. I think it was a nothing burger, honestly. Recasting is a fact of life sometimes. What you got to do.
I think everybody needs to get a grip on it. Okay, it's not like the actor who played Perrin couldn't make it, so they put in Morgan Freeman, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, get over
Although that would be an awesome casting choice if they'd done it from the beginning.
Don't disagree with that. However, it's not a dramatic difference. It's not a dramatic change. Get a grip.
Mon Mothma crawled through a mile of shit for freedom.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. That was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was a nothing burger. Big deal. They had to recast it. It's what happens sometimes. It was their soft hand approach to introducing him, so that because obviously the fourth arc is going to be a lot of Yavin, because you're in the last year before that should be one BBY, so there should be a lot of Rebel stuff going on that arc. But yeah, back on what DB was saying, Clea really stepped up this episode. Yes. She really there was a lot of tension.
She's bossing everybody around.
She was.
I loved it.
And Luthen, who always seems under control, was the one kind of going off the rails this arc.
He's cracking a little bit.
He is cracking, which I think two things with Luthen. Is he going to kill Bix because of the conversation with Cassian outside the storefront in the middle of the night? Because Cassian makes the mistake of saying, it would be easier if I was alone. And Luthen gets a look on his face.
Or is Bix going to kill Bix? Huff and Dust Sticks there.
Taking that little,
her death stick vial going on there.
Her little death stick vial or NyQuil vial.
Yeah.
Hey, I encourage you guys to go to YouTube and watch her interview from Celebration Japan. She gives us a little hint.
What were you saying, Chase?
I said that's called Death Drops.
Death Drops, yes.
Death Drops. Yes. Yeah, I still haven't caught up on all the Celebration Japan stuff. That's why I was so glad to listen to last week's episode with you, Chase, because a lot of that information I hadn't quite gotten through yet.
Well, hey, we're glad you checked us out. I mean, that's what we do. We try to keep all Star Wars fans up to date on what's going on. And yes, Darth Maul has come back again for the 50th time.
Again, yes.
Now, Chase, did you go to Celebration, or did you just stream the whole darn thing?
So I kind of just watched Star Wars on their page. I just kind of watched them. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people that can just up and go to Japan in the middle of the spring. So very
none of us are.
Yeah, no.
Right on.
I tried to watch as much of it live as I could, but 13-hour time difference, that kind of stinks.
No, I was right about the time I was getting home.
Yeah, that worked for you, Scruff, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, Clea stepped up. There was the whole scene with them trying to get the listening device out of the Skolden, the artifact that they had sold Skolden. There was the diva off between Mon Mothma and Krennic in this scene where they're trying to subtly outdo each other. Yeah, I mean, that scene was what it was, right? It was all basically, it was the mini heist climax of, you get the stuff that's going on in Ghorman so one of the things that happened on Ghorman, like I was saying at the beginning, Cass goes on a mission. He actually does some spy work as a fashion designer and in Paris, Space Paris. And he ends up saying that nothing should be done. They're not prepared. He tells Luthen, and Luthen kind of loses it at that. And he sends in Vel to basically start ramping things up. And the one line, there's the exchange between Cass and Luthen, and he's like, well, what if it goes wrong? What if it goes badly there? And Luthen's like, well, it'll burn brightly then. And Luthen just wants the chaos to start. He wants the action. He needs a powder keg moment, which I think is what we're going to see in the next arc.
Well, that's the great irony of this arc is both the rebels, or I should say Luthen and Partagaz, want the same thing. That's
Krennic does too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Empire and the rebels want the same thing. They want this flashpoint so they can both make their statement. I found that crazy.
And then, we see the return of Cinta, and they rekindle their romance, which that was another thing that upset people online.
Feel the love tonight? Yeah.
Well, the biggest controversy is Cinta cut her hair after the accident. I want to know about the accident.
Tell me about the accident, bro.
Yeah, was that did she like crash the car with Tay in the wind, and did it not go well? Because that was a year ago, and she said she took her a long time to. Are they alluding to that? So it basically set up, and it should have seen it coming, but it set up the death of Cinta, because any good romantic relationship in Star Wars is doomed for failure. There hasn't. That's the Star Wars way, right?
It is.
But my question is, the way she died.
Slightly hokey.
Impactful or a waste?
A waste.
I think the point, not only to kill off Cinta, but to show that these French resistance fighters really weren't ready for what they were getting themselves into. They weren't really ready to kill.
French resistance fighter.
Chase, what were you going to say?
Following the metaphor.
I was going to say the biggest death that has wasted potential in Star Wars was Ben Solo in The Rise of Skywalker. That was a wasted potential.
You are not wrong.
Mm-mm.
Can't argue with that.
Not
See,
wrong at all.
I'm in the minority, but I thought Rise of Skywalker was probably the best of the three sequels.
I agree.
Kylo Ren was the best part of the sequels.
Yeah.
They're all bad movies.
But yeah, we're talking degrees here. We're not talking, Maltese Falcon or something.
With peanuts or with corn?
Carbonates agrees with us.
I'll tell you what I would like to try from the Star Wars universe, and that's that Mantel mix that they be eating in the Bad Batch.
Yes.
Yes.
That record I was talking about.
I want some Mantel mix, and I want, what do they call them? Cali coolers?
Cali coolers.
Cali coolers, yes.
What Scruffy wants is a farm full of porg and what's the one from Resistance? Vorpax. There you go.
With Cali mix, with Mantel mix, and some Cali coolers.
I think Dubak straps would be pretty tasty.
Ooh, yeah,
that does sound good.
Mm-hmm. Darn good.
I think in the sizzle reel that they had at Celebration for the Mando and Grogu movie, you see Grogu sitting in some stands eating what looks like Mantel mix.
Yes,
as they're watching the Road to the Hut flex down on the gladiatorial floor.
How do you guys feel about a Hut gladiator?
I don't know yet.
Isn't that what Joaquin Phoenix does in the movie Gladiator?
Yeah, Gladiator.
I didn't see Gladiator 2.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm trying to reserve judgment. I'm trying to hold back. I mean, the title of the movie already kind of irritates me a little bit. Of all the things you could have called it, Mando and Grogu. What?
Right.
So, I think back to what you guys were saying about your favorite, like your top live series. For me, it was Ahsoka. Ahsoka is number one for me just because Dave Filoni knows what he's doing. Yes. And I'm a huge Rebels fan. I'm a huge Clone Wars fan. And just to see that all portrayed in live action. However, I do think Dave Filoni missed an opportunity to bring back a flashback with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree
Totally.
with
Yeah,
They didn't even have to have his face shown, and he could have been the blind Kanan with the face guard.
Mhm.
Just a flashback. You know, they were already in the world between worlds. They could have went, but let's be honest. I mean, the cost for Ahsoka. I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. probably would have chewed up a big chunk of that, even for a 3-minute flashback.
Mhm.
Sadly, yes.
Probably. And yeah, I would have dug that though.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I would probably say Ahsoka's probably 3 for me. You know, it was number 2 for a while in terms of my favorite streaming. But Skeleton Crew, just I really adore Skeleton Crew. But
I wasn't a fan of Skeleton Crew either. It felt like I was watching the Space Goonies. That's all it felt.
Oh,
like.
That's exactly
totally.
what it was. That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly what it was, and that's why we liked it.
Yeah, because that's our generation, you know.
I like the Goonies too, but I mean, the Goonies is one of those things where you really don't need to tamper with, no matter what you're
Correct.
doing. It's a movie that doesn't deserve anything based on it, if that makes sense.
I just want more of SM33.
It's me. Yes.
Yeah.
Bring
And that's
more
another
me.
failure. That's another failure. Going back to Hasbro, that's another failure on Hasbro's part. The fact that it's taking. You've got it in that one line. You've got the SME. I think they're going to finally come out with a Black Series, but they first introduced it and only just recently in that what's that low end line that they're doing.
The Epic Hero series.
Epic Hero Series.
Yes.
And it's SME. Yeah, SME was a redeeming value of that show.
Do you know where Disney's dropping the ball right now? We need a buddy series
one?
with Smee and K2, on a road trip.
So, do you guys follow the Marvel Star Wars comics at all?
Scruffy?
Scruffy?
Let's go to our resident expert.
Okay. I was going into the comic book store a while back, and I was buying I was trying to complete the vintage comic book line. I saw somebody I knew up in front of the comic book store. I went up to the front to talk to him. Next thing I know, I'm buying one of every issue that's come out and one of every cover variant that's come out. I bought fast enough that I haven't been able to read them all. So I'm way behind, yet I'm still buying. So kind of, yes.
Kind of.
So I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler here, if that's okay with you.
Bring it.
Yes.
Bring it.
So, in I believe it was a recently developed Vader comic in the Vader line. Vader recruits the dude from Rise of Skywalker, the spy that found Palpatine's clone and killed him, and all that bullcrap of a story. But anyways, Vader recruits that bounty hunter, and he goes back to Tatooine, and he ends up bringing back what was Anakin's friend, Kitster.
Is it this one?
Kitster and another character. And so Kitster actually, grown-up Kitster actually has a reunition with Vader. So I thought that was pretty weird, but yes, talk about a buddy system.
Is it this one?
I'm not sure. I don't really read the comics much, but I hear a lot about them, so I kind of stay in the loop with the big things that happen. But
Carbonates, that's the one, Scruffy. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta set that aside so I can read that here in a little bit.
All right, let's wrap up this Andor discussion really quick, and so we can move on. So we got Space Fashion, Space France, a spy mission, Sam Witwer doing a cameo, Luthen losing it, Bix coming into Luthen trying to push Bix to get out of her trauma phase and into an action phase because she's dropping too much death drops. And so the final episode, we talked about Saw Huffing, and in the final scene of the third episode, she finally gets what's probably the symbolic of her getting her power back. She takes out Gorst and connects him to his own. Your microphone's off, Scruff. and connects him to his own torture device. And
Are you singing Nickelback?
Taylor Swift. Nope, Taylor Swift. There's nothing in my brain. And that's what people say. Chase, we the place we work at plays music over the floor, and if I hear it, it's stuck in my head for days. And that's what's been in my head now for almost a year now. What, 6 months, 8 months now?
You don't have to tell me nothing. I my day job is in the public, and I have the same radio songs every week.
Yep, every day. At 4:05 p.m. I listen. There's nothing in my brain.
Yep.
Scruffy, you should come over. Brownie 4 has the entire Taylor Swift collection. You can listen to it all day.
No way.
All night. It's right across the hall from my bedroom. And
let me think about that for a second. No.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Taylor Swift in Star Wars already. I mean, she's already in the NFL. What's the next biggest thing she can in Star Wars?
That's true.
We had Lizzo and Jack Black, so
yeah, that's more than enough.
That's way more than enough.
She's gonna be in the Ryan Gosling film.
Oh, you just ruined that for me.
Space Can.
Honestly, last year when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, I was really expecting Taylor Swift to be Lady Deadpool, and I wouldn't have been surprised, honestly. But yeah, I'm expecting her to be in pop culture at some point.
Yeah, there had been talk about
let her ruin Star Trek. It's already downhill there.
I think there had been, wasn't there talk on the Marvel site about her, like them casting her for Dazzler or something like that?
Oh, I thought shut your mouth.
I thought I had read that at one point last year or something.
Oh, kill me now.
But okay, so any other thoughts about Andor before we move on? Bix got her power back, hooking up Gorst.
Clay is my new crush.
Other than Corn Pop bringing his mommy a spider and keeping in touch with mommy, yeah. That
turn the lights out.
Turn the lights out. That whole mommy and Corn Pop thing is really getting on my nerves. But beyond that, so far, I've liked it so far.
Okay.
I need a Cali cooler.
Cali cooler. There we go.
Cali cooler.
This episode brought to you by Cali Cooler. Okay.
Yeah, man of culture. Oh yeah, he's got culture, all right.
So I just realized that your name down there is Droid Bait, and look, that's heartbreaking to me because when I was a kid and I saw every clone trooper die in the Clone Wars, it honestly hit me in the gut every single time, except for Slick. He was a traitor. Yeah.
Agreed.
Right on. It's how did we come up with that, DB? I don't remember.
You and I were sitting in the office, we picked our names and then we threw him under the bus with Droid Bait. It's pretty much. Oh, you gave me mine at Celebration Chicago.
That's right, I did. Yep. Scruffy Nerf herder. Yep. But the Droid Bait was not necessarily named after the clone trooper. Yeah.
He wasn't there to participate. That's what happened.
That's true.
If you don't attend the meeting, you get what's left.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's kind of like Big Bang Theory, how Wolowitz gets his astronaut name.
Oh yes.
He wants to be called Rocket Man. They call him Fruit Loops.
Yeah, that's what happened. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're not wrong.
Pretty much. Okay. Well, that's Andor. We'll get another 3 episodes, another movie of the week in less than a week. But something coming up. We're only a few days away. It is May. It's like we were saying, it's 501st Day, which is May 1st. That means we're 3 days away from Tales of the Underworld.
I cannot wait.
Which is coming out. And somebody scheduled me for that day. And somebody scheduled me for a 7 a.m. shift that day.
Who the hell would do that?
Yeah,
you got to watch these things at 2 a.m. like we all used to do when Mandalorian was coming out, man.
I'm gonna have to
set up for it.
Yeah,
man up.
And that's what I used to do with Mando too. I would get up at like 4:30 or something and watch them.
He would get up at 4:30 and he'd be texting us at 4:35.
Yes.
Guess what happened? Like, dude, It's
My
4:30
phone's
in the
going
morning.
ding, 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 ding at 4:30 in the morning.
I would no, let's correct the record. I wouldn't text you spoilers. I would text you fake spoilers. Stuff that had nothing to do with the
Plo
episode.
Koon showed up in the
Yes.
finale.
Yep.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
crap like that.
Yep. It usually involved a lot of Ewoks in bikinis. And
So
But that's the
disturbing.
next Ryan Johnson film, so
You know, somehow Ryan Johnson would find a way to ruin Ewoks for me. Honestly.
yes. Yes.
That's
Right
not
up.
my wicket. That's not my
Speaking of which, we're going to see him in 2 weeks.
Yes, we are.
Ryan Johnson?
9 hours, 34 minutes, and 11 seconds.
No, we're gonna get to
I
see.
would like to see Ryan Johnson in 2 weeks.
I bet you will.
We're gonna get to see Wicket in 2 weeks. So
Yes, we are. Maybe he'll run me over again.
I try to speak it.
Oh,
He did try to run you over, didn't he?
He did. I
He
almost
did.
had segue marks across my gut and my head, my chest.
He did. But yeah, Tales of the Underworld. You guys looking forward to it?
Yes, I cannot wait.
I have to work.
Yeah, same here. Chase, how about you?
I couldn't be more excited for a Cad Bane backstory.
Yes.
Can I show you guys something real quick?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
shut
is the
up.
Cad Bane Hot Toys that
Oh,
just
nice.
came out.
Oh man.
Oh,
I've
that
got
is
him.
so cool.
I got him right next to my Boba Fett. So
Nice.
I could not be more excited for a Cad
That
Bane
is so cool.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That is
Um,
way cool.
yeah, I'm so excited. Good evening, finally made it.
Right.
Unboxing. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes,
you
I'm
still-
looking forward to Tales of the Underworld.
And you still got a little time if you type in #Diva into the comments.
Oh,
We're
yes.
going to be giving away a Black Series during Collection Corner.
Were
tonight.
you guys fans of the other Tales of series?
Absolutely. It answered my question that Yoda is just an ass. Yaddle spoke normally.
Right?
So Yaddle was actually voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard. Fun
Yes.
fact. But yes, I enjoyed Tales of the Jedi very much. Tales of the Empire was a huge letdown for me. However, it did make Grievous a little bit more menacing.
Yes.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
love both of them so far.
It kind of brought back the Grievous of the Gennady Tarkovsky
Yes.
version of Clone Wars, right? Where Grievous was just a vicious killing machine. And so yeah, you got a good point about that. Tales of the Empire was who was the lady that was working for Thrawn?
Morgan Elsbeth.
Morgan Elsbeth, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it was good to know more about her backstory, and it was good in time with timely with Ahsoka and everything. Was it as exciting? I did like the Witches of Dathomir thing, knowing that there's learning about different clans. I thought the Mountain Clan and that it's not just one, all one group, but that was kind of cool. But yeah, overall, for the most part, I've been enjoying the Tales of, because they're giving us good backstory. They're giving us good little tidbits of things about characters that we wouldn't otherwise get. I'm excited about Cad Bane. And then, of course, right back to, as we say on this show, characters dead only until Filoni needs them for another story. And, we're getting Asajj, which I'm happy. Give me more Asajj. I'll take more Asajj. Yep. I read, what was the book with her and Voss? But there was a good book, Dark Disciple.
Yes.
Good book where, spoiler alert, she dies at the end.
Stop ruining it.
I'm assuming that this will explain, I guess, one of the arcs. But here's something. They are releasing tomorrow the first 2 Asajj episodes on Fortnite. So if you play Fortnite,
Fortnite introduced Palpatine was coming back somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And how does Fortnite get? Because people like us. Who's playing Fortnite?
Yeah.
Who's got time to play video games?
I want to know who's got. So I'm guessing the president of is that Epic? Is that Epic that creates for whoever the creator of Fortnite is, they've got to have some dirt on Kathleen or somebody, because that's my only guess is they're blackmailing.
Why don't Epic Games use that dirt to give us action figures that we want?
Thank you.
Yes.
That would be so much better.
Right on. I played Fortnite for a little while when my kids were younger and they were playing it. And I was there for like the first time they introduced some Star Wars characters, and I got some of the skins, but I haven't played since then. And but yeah, exactly, the Palpatine thing. I mean, that would have been a better Epic Games beat up Bob Iger, right? The showman. But yeah, you're gonna get to see. So the people that play Fortnite, if they even have any interest in Star Wars, are gonna get to see the first 2 episodes. But otherwise, the rest of us will catch it. Some of us will catch it after our shift on Sunday.
I'm a little concerned that there's people watching the show right now that don't like Star Wars.
Right?
True.
Yeah.
That is definitely true.
Right. And so...
No, this isn't the Trek cast. Get out of here.
There was something... something Trek related. I forgot what it. We were.
All right, so our Triple C's coming up in 14 days, 9 hours, 28 minutes, and 32 seconds. No, I'm not giving you the satisfaction of a Trek reference.
All right, is that our segue into Collection Corner?
I think it is. Yes.
So we'll talk a little bit more about.
No, Tim Sweeney just has a mountain of money and can promote whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like Jeremiah Long has the dirt on Tim Sweeney.
There we go.
Apparently, he does.
All right, let's do the segue. All right, so Collection Corner. We normally go round table, anything we want to show off, any additions to the collection. And first, Scruffy. Yesterday was Comic Book Wednesday.
Yesterday was Comic Book Wednesday, and no, I have not made it into the comic book store to pick anything up. However, I did, while I was watching Celebration Japan, and I realized that I never did order that C-3PO book, because Anthony Daniels is on stage with his gold suit jacket and promoting his book, and I realized I didn't have that, so I ordered that. Nice. And that is pretty much my Collection Corner update.
Droidbait.
I haven't had time, and especially since the last one was such a long reveal. But in case you missed it, I went to Florida last week. And while my girls both bought home, T-shirts from Florida and all kinds of crap, I had to go to Walmart and buy some contact solutions since TSA confiscated mine. And
They probably thought it was Death Drops.
Yeah, it was Death Drops. Anyway, long story short, Walmart also had this 2-pack.
Oh, that's cool.
Bo-Katan and what's
Moff
his
Gideon.
butt? Moff Gideon. It's from that kid line.
Yep.
That's cool.
But I paid $7 for this.
Oh, come on now. It's not. There's no such thing as a kid line. Let's be honest.
No, this is very retro. This is very much like the stuff I grew up on, and it's really cool. And this fit into my suitcase, so I don't have a Florida T-shirt, but I got 2 action figures.
You got Florida action figures.
That's right.
Unboxing. I was not happy with my newest purchase from Walmart that I opened tonight. My next video will show me at my most frustrated. Ooh, yeah, definitely go check that out.
Oh, gonna have to watch that.
Do that. Yeah.
Usually he's pretty mild mannered in his videos. So
I paid more $7.
$7 for that.
I'll sell it $50.
DB,
you have my attention.
That's it. That's all my purchases.
Chase.
I mean, I could give you guys a whole collection tour, but I mean, I know you guys are wanting to wrap this up, but I did end up picking.
I don't work tomorrow morning. Go ahead.
I don't either.
So I don't really collect the Black Series anymore, but I did find these.
Oh, I want those so bad.
And I had to get it because it's just, it's a nostalgia package.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was able to get those bad.
I was able to get the Phase 1 Captain Rex.
Nice.
The Black Series. But yeah, here, let me show you guys my Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring it on.
All right, so here's my little collection corner here. There's my Cad Bane. Boba Fett.
Oh, that's awesome.
Han and Chewie.
Oh, excellent.
And I got my Indiana Jones down here.
Oh, very cool.
Halloween.
Cool.
There's my
Oh,
Marvel
I love
stuff.
Halloween. I
Got
love
my
Michael
Marvel
Myers,
stuff
man.
down here, and I'm actually working on the 2012 Avengers set right now.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's kind of my new stuff here. I got my Xenomorph watching over my monitor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Is that the Hot Toys?
No, so this is actually this was
That is
actually
not
released, I think, in the early 2000s, and
Oh, okay. That's the
found it.
remake of
Yeah.
the early version.
But it is Hot Toy scale. It's 18 inches tall.
I want one of those so bad.
And
I want
so-
the original Kenner version, the
And
78.
so, probably one of the coolest thing I got is this trading card here, signed by Michelle Ang, who voices Omega.
Oh,
Omega,
that's awesome.
yes.
Omega.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so
Nice.
that's
Very
kind of
cool.
my show off.
Rock on. Rock on.
Hey, did I mention the $7 action figure I got? No, your collection's awesome, man.
So
Half of it is displayed, half of it is in boxes. I would say the coolest thing I have though is a VHS tape from 1983 of Star Wars, which was A New Hope before it was called A New Hope, and the tape is still wound.
oh wow.
Oh,
Nice.
very cool.
Nice. So quick question about your collection then. If the house was on fire and you could only grab one thing,
I would probably just tell the wife and kids, grab whatever you can. That way I can save at least four tons of this stuff.
The correct answer is BMO. You take BMO.
yeah, the only thing, so after I pulled a Saw Gerrera and went temporarily insane a couple weeks ago, and way too much on that trip downstate. I don't have much this week as I'm trying to lick my wounds as we're 2 weeks out from ITC. And but Mrs. Brown Leader did bring this home today, so I've got something to do on the car ride home. She picked thrift find, only 49 cents. So I've got something to do on the drive down. So
You can do that. You can do that to pass the time while you're watching the next episodes of Andor.
Wow.
Ouch.
No,
But yeah,
we're like this on our show, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we
we're-
get into it, man.
we're not afraid to make fun of anything. I mean, we
Nope.
will. That's part of our thing is we'll make fun of anything.
We make fun of each other.
We do, but we'll make fun of Star Wars. I have no problem making fun of Star
That's
Wars.
how you have fun in this type of thing. Man, if you don't have
Exactly.
fun doing this, you're in the wrong side of it.
When your kid's on the playground talking about things, you say things to be outrageous. You say things to get a reaction, and that's just what we are. Those Revenge of the Sith are what I received from Walmart.
Oh, and I'm guessing they jammed them in a box that's half the size of what they were supposed to go into.
Yeah,
Probably not
so
even
this-
a box. I bet it's a bag. I bet
Oh,
it's a
they-
This
Yeah.
Commander Cody that I got was about the only one that wasn't just bent all the pieces.
So yeah, that was Collection Corner. So
Yeah, those figures are on my list of things I want to get. Those Revenge of the Sith. I won't order them. If I find them in the store, great. If I find them for a decent price, secondhand later on, like at ICCC or something, I'll get them.
Macari is a very good place to look.
Makar.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
sorry.
keep an eye on it.
okay, so it is that time of the show. We are going to give away last chance to type hashtag Diva into the chat to win a Black Series. So we're going to do that right now. So let me bring up the screen. We'll get this drawing knocked out. Again, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, instead of having like Jeopardy music, can you play that slow jizz for us again?
Oh, yeah.
No.
So again, just to reiterate, obviously, if I can get you in on the pre-sale for the figure, that's what you're going to get. If not, we'll talk about a different Black Series that I could get the winner, or if you want to wait for that figure to come out, which I believe is July. So, all right. So let me do.
Did you guys see that Hot Toys Collectibles announced a promotion picture for Delta Squad?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's $1,500. That's coming it's coming out of my credit card.
Oh
wow,
man,
that's awesome. I need to check it
No,
out.
they'll probably be about $200 to $300 a piece. But yeah, it's the whole Delta Squad. And
Wow,
all
that's
Hot
awesome.
Toys.
That's awesome.
All right, here we go.
Right up. Oh, you suck.
Ubaldo!
Congratulations, Ubaldo. So yeah, so
I hate that music.
go ahead and DM us. You can also email me at brownsquadron@gmail.com or DM us on one of the socials. All the DMs are open with your contact information, and we'll see about getting that ordered for you. So congratulations, Ubaldo. All right, and we're going to be doing another giveaway on the next Andor review episode, but I also want to point out, I want to remind everybody what we're going to give away on the final review of the Andor series, Season 2. I'm going to bring this up on the screen because I've got an image of it. When we do the final review of Andor Season 2, we're going to give away, I've got it here in-house, but we're going to give away this. So Colin Cantwell, for those of you who don't know, was part of the original crew to do ship designs in the original movies, and he designed, this was one of his designs which they used in Season 1 of Andor, and I have, where did it go? I've got it right here. So we're going to give that away. It's autographed by Colin Cantwell, and we're going to give that away the final review of the show. Nice. And then we'll have a backup prize that week too, that will do this little Colin or the Cantwell Cruiser Hot Wheels that I found at a toy store when I went on my rampage a couple weeks ago.
What a rampage that was, by the way.
That was epic. That was an epic.
Oh, one more piece for a collection corner. I went back. My brother bought these for me when him and I went back for Revenge of the Sith. The popcorn helmet.
You know, the Phantom Menace popcorn bucket that came out last year, people got that and were selling that and a cup for like $100 together. I'm just like,
what?
That takes the whole fun out of going.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, right on.
So quick ICCC update. Just announced last week, Katie Sackhoff will be there on Saturday, and they managed to get her in for Friday also. She's going to be recording her podcast live for a limited audience on Friday. You guys have fun. I will be in there. I did get a ticket.
You did get a ticket. I saw that.
I didn't go crazy. Get the first 3 rows for $150 some, but I'm in the first. I'm in the first 3 to row 4 to 6 or 8 or something like that. So yeah, what's that?
You enjoy that. I'll be backstage waiting for her.
No, yeah. Let me know how that works out for you. So I will be in the Sackhoff podcast.
So they dropped the floor plan. Did you guys see the floor plan for the show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Scruff, we need to make a copy of this picture.
I've already worked on it.
And we're going to autograph it and give it to Katie at the con. And
well, she is on the main stage from 1 to 1:45. So I'm hoping that if they follow things the way they did last year, she'll be in the podcast room at 2.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping too. And
unfortunately for you, that's also the time that Brendan Wayne is on stage.
Oh, I know. I saw they were back to back. That's gonna kill me. Maybe they'll need help with escort duty again, and we can do space rock paper scissors to go see who gets to retrieve Katie.
Yeah, you two will play space rock paper scissors. I'll be escorting Katie.
I'll be escorting Katie, and we'll be playing slow jazz music as we walk.
Oh, that just became icky.
Yeah.
Stop playing that. Stop playing that crap.
All right.
It gives me the creeps.
Right. So Chase, welcome to the show. So
thanks for having me, guys. It's like we're at Rodian Radio, man.
Right. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find Rodian Radio.
So if you guys go out back at your local McDonald's and open up the garbage can, I'm just kidding. No, so you can find us on Apple and Spotify and YouTube for our full show videos. So it's the same as the podcast. You can just see us on the stream. And if you want to check out my Instagram and TikTok for the toy photography, the Instagram is GC6 scale. It's all one word. And then my TikTok is Galactic Toy Shots. So that's where I post my my toy photography there. But yeah, as far as Rodian Radio goes, we're on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. And like I said, we do everything from news coverage to rants to debates. We've had a couple of celebrities on. We've had Dominic Pace, who was one of the bounty hunters in season 1 of The Mandalorian, on the show. Oh, cool. We had Skylar Bobble, who played Fixer in the Book of Boba Fett, I believe episode 2, when they go to Tashi Station. There's my page. I make custom trading cards, custom figures. There's the custom Darth Tanabris that I made right there.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've had Richard Stride on the show, who was in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Oh, he was a double for Yoda. He was a double for Obi-Wan. He was a double for Clone Troopers, Poggle the Lesser. A really cool guy. But yeah, that's pretty much what Rodian Radio is. So, and I really thank you guys for having me on the show. I've enjoyed my time here, even though we had some connection problems.
Yeah, no, it's all good. All good.
Yeah, so there's a photo there. That's all action figures. That was back when I was big into the Black Series. There's a custom Boba Fett. Yeah, thanks for sharing that out. There's some custom Mandalorians I made.
Oh, I like those Mandos. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff on here.
Rock on.
Very cool. I'll look later.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely check that out. Thanks for being on the show. We've had a good time. You're welcome. Anytime you want to come on back,
Oh yeah, dude. I'll be back. Anytime you guys need somebody, I'm your guy.
Right on.
Excellent.
You guys.
We'll steer away from sequels, Andor, and
that's where the best trash talking comes from.
True.
One of the biggest issues I have with The Force Awakens is you got Han Solo, who's been flying the Millennium Falcon for 30 plus years. He knows how to fix his own ship, and as soon as Rey gets on the ship, it breaks, and Han's just this frantic, I don't know how to fix it, and she pulls a wire and automatically fixes the Falcon. And he's like, how did you do that? And she goes, I bypassed the compressor. Like, you're telling me Han didn't know how to do that? Come on now.
That's usually Chewie's job. He bypasses the compressor.
Sure.
So one question I had for you guys is, let me hear your best Star Wars impersonation of any character.
Oh no, it's you have to. Hello there. Come on, get to me. That's pretty much mine right there.
See if I can do this.
Oh, he's got
channel your inner Watto. Just
That's good.
Oh yeah,
wow, pretty good. Only my
DB.
Oh man,
you're on the spot.
No, that's it. I was the silver droid.
Oh, boo. Oh,
Yeah.
Stop playing that. I cannot tell you how creepy that is to me.
You know that picture of Cereal laying on the bed. That's his name, right? Cereal.
Yeah, Corn Pop.
We call him Corn the show.
Yeah, Corn Pop. Well, anyways, the picture of him laying on the bed. That's how I feel after watching every episode of Andor.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah,
that one right there.
Yeah.
I hate that picture.
Yeah, there's me wasting 3 hours.
It's 3 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back.
Well, we hope you feel you didn't waste an hour.
Wait!
Almost
I've got one. I've got one.
Okay,
I've got one.
All right. What is it?
Turn out the light.
Need that deeper voice. Turn out the light.
Turn out the light.
I can't believe you had me followed. All right. So, Chase, for coming on the show, all of our guests that come on the show become honorary members of Brown Squadron. And with that, you get a call sign and a flight designation. And so you are going to go into the logs as Brown 78 Anaconda, who is a senator from Clone Wars. I'm sure you know who he is. He goes by Ono for short. And
Padme's uncle for some weird reason.
Weird reason, right? Yeah. So next time.
Wait a minute, that guy died.
Nobody dies in Star Wars.
Nobody dies in Star Wars.
Filoni will bring him back. Don't worry.
Filoni will bring him back.
You guys think Filoni, you think he makes all these episodes, he creates these great characters, and he puts them to the side thinking he's never going to use them again. And when somebody's like, I got like Jon Favreau, for instance, he's like, I got an idea. And Dave Filoni's like, well, I got this character. I set to the side, and we'll probably bring it back at some point. And, you think he just kind of like puts a sticky note up in his hat?
Probably does.
Probably, yes.
And that was a great Filoni impersonation. It was bordering on George Lucas, but that was a great Filoni.
Okay, so let me see. George Lucas, man, what would George Lucas say?
Faster and more intense.
Yeah, faster and more intense. It's another check for Daddy.
Watch out for that tree. That was his teenagers. Okay. All right. Yeah. So welcome to the crew, Chase. When you come back on, you'll be able to sign in with us as Brown 78. And anytime you want to come on, man, we're check out Rodian Radio for sure. Just look for, let me find this picture again. Just look for this logo.
Yeah, look for Greedo, man.
Yeah, look for Greedo. We got to talk to Paul Blake last year at ICCC.
So I went there last year, and unfortunately, when I was there, he was not there yet. So I did not get to meet him.
Scruffy got to ask him on stage because he got to do with a part of the podcast interview, and he did get to ask him who shot first. And the answer is great.
The answer is Han only shot.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Yes, but Paul's response, hilarious.
Paul's response was epically awesome.
That was great. He was.
Go to our page and look for that interview. It's great.
Yeah,
McClunky. That's all I gotta say about
it. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I brought that one up too.
Yeah, but thanks for joining us tonight, Chase. It was great having you on. Great to meet you. With that,
right. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to find everything Hyperspace Heroes, you can go to, in 2 weeks, you can go to ICCC. We're going to be there for the whole weekend. Hopefully you can find us in the podcast room.
I will sign autographs if you find me in the podcast room.
Right, for free. We'll do it for free. So now's your chance before we start charging next year. But we're gonna have the guys. we're gonna have the guys from ACPC TV on next week. They're the ones that host the podcast room at ICCC. So we're gonna have Jim and Matt, and we're hoping for Micah as well. So we're gonna have some laughs with them next week, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. Somehow, a Delphi Rangers return.
Delphi Rangers.
Welcome back to the show, Delphi Rangers.
Time.
But if you want to, we'll be down there at ICCC in Nashville or Murfreesboro in 2 weeks. You can find us on all the socials. We broadcast this show live on X, Facebook, and YouTube. So as Carbonites usually puts in the comments, very dutifully, smash that like button, subscribe, click the bell, do all that, whatever stuff. Right, click the bell. Yeah. so you get notified when we're going live.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's I don't. But yeah, follow us on all the socials. You can email us at Gmail Squadron at Gmail, brownsquadron@gmail.com. And you can find
there it is.
There it is. Smash that like Kylo smashes his helmet. Right on. And then yes, we're almost there, Delphi Rangers. We're almost there. Hold on. And then you can find all of our links at beacons.ai/Brown Squadron. So so Chase, one of the things we do on the show is once I do the final sign off, we don't sign off with "May the Force be with you." We always sign off with "That's no moon." So you're welcome to join us if you'd like when I do the final sign off. So this is Brown Leader.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
Last year for the eclipse, I went outside and took a picture of right when the eclipse was right over my house, and I took a picture of me looking up at it, and then I captioned it, "That's no moon," and I re-photoshopped it with the Death Star.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Nice.
That's awesome.
This is Brown Leader signing off for the crew, and you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's
no moon.
That's a space station.
Was it good for you?